Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Steve Stella with the Easy Way to Detox. Today we're gonna be making sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is one of the most probiotic dense foods on the planet. There's more probiotics in a tablespoon of sauerkraut than there is in a whole gallon of probiotic yogurt. I personally prefer the taste of sauerkraut. I have met some people that aren't much of a fan, but today I'm gonna be showing you guys a little bit of a twist on your normal sauerkraut. This adds a lot more flavor and kick and making it much more enjoyable for an amazing complement to your meals. Sauerkraut is great on salads, on avocado toast. It's great on a lot of things, and I like to just eat it raw. So in this recipe, let me show you a little bit of the basics and then also what I'm gonna be adding to my sauerkraut. So first you're gonna need cabbage, garlic, cucumbers, Celtic sea salt, chili peppers. Also, the tools that we're gonna be using are large, wide mouth mason jars, fermentation kit, cold press or manscalating juicer. So if you just wanna make basic sauerkraut, all you're gonna need is the Celtic salt, the cabbage, and the mason jars. I'm gonna explain a little bit about how you can make it without the fermentation kit. It's pretty simple, but I do prefer using this fermentation kit. It actually was only $35 on Amazon, and it makes a world of a difference. It's a lot more easier and a lot more cleaner. So I'm choosing Celtic salt because Celtic salt is actually a live activated salt. You will find the most minerals in activated sea salt. A runner-up would be Himalayan salt. You can use Himalayan sea salt, but this is gonna have the most minerals per serving. Now, this is actually really healthy salt. A lot of people are trying to get rid of salt, saying that salt is bad, and they're confused with iodized salt. Celtic salt is actually very imperative. This gives us a lot of trace minerals, and it's really healthy. First of all, you're gonna wanna wash all your vegetables and wash these mason jars and make sure everything is very, very clean. And we're gonna be fermenting these foods, and it's really important to have a good start and make sure it's really clean so that healthy bacteria can grow. Once you have all your vegetables cleaned up, start chopping up the cabbage. Let's put everything to the side and just focus on the cabbage for right now. So now, when chopping up your cabbage, you wanna make sure that you do it very evenly, and there's a kind of a method to it. I'm gonna want to get all the outsides. There's a very thick part in the inside, and we can save this part for salads. I always like to keep everything. I like to use all parts of the plant, but let me show you. So just start right here and chop these outer sides off. We're gonna start by just using the outsides of the cabbage. This centerpiece we can actually use for salads. We don't want to waste anything. So once you have all these outside pieces, just place them all nice and neat. And we're gonna slice very thin slices going on. Okay, once you've sliced everything, make sure there's no large slices or any pieces. You wanna make sure everything is very even. When everything's in the fermentation process, it's nice to have everything even so you get some nice even fermentation. Pretty simple, right? Now that we've moved all the cabbage to the side, let's start peeling our garlic. Want to show you guys a quick tip for the garlic. When you get these cloves, just make a little incision at the butt of the garlic and you'll be able to split the clove open, and it makes it a lot easier to peel these off. I've got 4 more garlic cloves to go, so let's get to work. All right, so now we have our bowl of garlic. For this recipe, I usually use about 3 to 4 bulbs of garlic. You know, you can't really overdo it when you are fermenting things because some of the flavor is gonna be lost and it won't be as strong as if you were to have raw garlic. But here's our bowl of garlic. We have some purple garlic and we have some regular garlic. I know you can't tell the difference, but I mixed it all together. Next, we're gonna process our cucumbers. You're not gonna have to cut these that much. We're gonna be juicing most of this stuff and using the pulp as part of the mixture. Now let's clean off these chili peppers a little bit. I actually picked these from my garden, and there's an array of all different kinds. All I'm gonna be doing is just taking the little green parts off the tops for now. All right, now that we processed our garlic, cucumber, and chili peppers, I'm gonna go ahead and juice these separately. I'm actually gonna save the juice and actually drink some of it and actually use it as ingredients for other things. Okay, now we have our cabbage sliced and we have all of our other items put through the juicer and we have the pulp. Now we're gonna go ahead and actually use the actual math of the recipe. This part is important that you get it right. A good rule of thumb, I always use a tablespoon of salt per jar that I use. Once you have a jar full, you're still gonna have to pack this a little bit tighter. You're gonna use the salt and actually massage the salt into this cabbage, which is gonna make it smaller. So we're actually gonna use more cabbage than you can see in here. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and drop the cabbage. So go ahead, take a full one. And then we can add a little bit of additional cabbage because I know we're gonna have to stuff it in there. So once you have a nice setup like this, you're gonna go ahead and take a tablespoon of salt and drop it on here. Now take that salt and massage it with your hands like so. Massaging the salt into the cabbage. add a handful of garlic in here. Handful of dill. And a scoop of chili pepper. And then again, let's massage it back in again, mixing all this together. Massaging the salt into the cabbage. As you can see, I was actually adding more cabbage and more cabbage until I had a jar filled up just about to this level. You want it jam-packed in there, and also you don't have to add any more salt or any more other things. You can just add more cabbage until you have a full jar of here. So I have all of my ingredients in here with 1 tablespoon of salt that I massaged into the cabbage. 3 more to go. All right guys, so now once you have all of your jars stuffed, it's time for the last action step of this process. So we're gonna break out our fermentation kit that I got on Amazon. I actually prefer to use this kit. I've made it without this kit, but this makes everything a lot easier. And what it consists of is these covers with these little spouts on the top, and this allows air to get in and no particles to get in to each container. Now this is what's gonna make the fermentation process happen. Also, you're gonna need some weights. You can use a bag of rocks, or I got these glass weights on Amazon. I get 4 for $20. These weigh down the ingredients inside, and they make sure that nothing gets on the top. You're gonna maybe have some film and some stuff that you're gonna wanna peel off the top of this after this is done. So you've got your weights, and then also these sealers, which are gonna go inside these caps right here. I've got each jar. I'm gonna fill each jar full of distilled water or alkaline water. It smells so good. You don't have to fill it up all the way, but you want to make sure that it's filled up over the ingredients. Then you're gonna drop your weights. Now you're gonna take each one, you're gonna take these covers, put these sealers inside the cover. And this is kind of a little tricky. You'll get used to it after a while, but you're gonna just drop it over. So make sure you do it in a quick motion. That way it seals. Just make sure that your sealer is on top. And this is one finished product right here. Okay guys, once we have all these lids on here securely, we're gonna go ahead and place these somewhere dry and cool, somewhere room temperature, and we're gonna let them sit for 30 days while they ferment. You don't have to wait exactly 30 days. Around the 25-day marker, you can go ahead and try and taste it, see if it tastes good. If it does need a little bit more time, just go ahead and let it sit. But just keep an eye on these. Make sure that the water is staying level. If it needs to add some more water, you can go ahead and add some more water through the process. But just keep an eye on them. It's kind of like the boringest part of the process, but it's worth the wait. And all 4 of these, if you're an avid sauerkraut eater, you should be having a little bit each day anyway, but this will last you a couple months, so you don't have to make it all the time. But this will save you a lot of money, and it tastes the best just to make it homemade. So now, while we wait for this for 30 days, we're gonna go ahead and have a staring contest, and let's go right now. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please take a look for my next video in about a month or so where I open these bad boys up and taste them. So that's gonna be fun. If you did like this video, please give it a like on the bottom. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.